Hey guys, good evening, good evening. So good evening to all of you over on my Facebook Live family, guys. It is episode 36 of Speak Easy, where I talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a paid speaker or an author. You guys know that I rarely come on late, especially not this late. Especially not this late with Speak Easy, but it's been a busy day. Today has been so freaking phenomenal. I'm excited about it. So, of course, I've been doing my profit planning all week, so it's been really hectic. Hey, Fatima. Hey, sis. I've been doing profit planning all week. I've been doing my 2018 profit plan. Hello, is that Pastor Mills? Oh my goodness, good evening, Darlene. And so I've been doing my profit planning for 2018 with my business coach all week and getting my numbers down on paper for what I'm going to be doing for next year. And this statement came into my mind. Thank you for sharing, Fatima. This statement came into my mind is that, a lot of times as a speaker or an author, people really don't know what is a revenue generating action. And the thing about it is a lot of times we think a revenue generating action is just any old thing. It's everything that we do. It's, we just going to do anything and everything and it's going to bring in money. But the reality is, he says, the reality is everything that you're doing is not a revenue generating action. Let's be honest. So if you haven't done so already, share out the broadcast. For those who are catching this via the replay, thank you so much for my replay viewers. You guys show me so much love and I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget that even on the replay, your shares, your invites, and your reactions on that screen still count. So if you love it, if you hate it, if it makes you sad, by all means, make sure that you are tapping on that screen so I know just how this feels for you. Hey, Thea. Hey, sis. Thank you for sharing. So we're going to be real. Because y'all know this is something that I don't normally teach. I don't normally come live and talk about this particular one because I'm going to give you some specific things that authors and speakers can do that are revenue generating actions. And so these are some things that we need to be putting into place. Hey, author GD Grace. Hey, T Free. How are you? Whippa. How are you? Hey, T Free. And so, what are revenue generating actions? So for some, doing live stream is a revenue generating action. Hey, Nina. Hey, sis. It's a revenue generating action, but not for everyone. Some of you spend a lot of time on social media, not making any money at all, just kind of wasting time. Hey, thank you for sharing, Darlene. You're really just kind of wasting time, because you don't have an action plan for what you're doing on social media. So it's not a revenue generating action because you're just going on here looking at videos and, sharing out stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with your business. Hey, Harold, how are you doing this evening? You're literally doing stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with your business. That's not a revenue generating action. That's just a waste of time. And so I've come across a lot of authors and speakers who are doing more wasting time than they are doing revenue generating actions. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to get real about it. We're going to be real about what some of the things that really are, helping you to generate money, and some things that aren't. And that's the real. That's breaking it down. So, not making it sound all fancy. What's going to generate money? How am I going to get paid? Can we be honest? Thank you for sharing, Thea. Can we be honest? Let's break it down all the way to the least common denominator. Am I getting paid? That is revenue generating actions. When I do something, is it going to result in me getting paid? And as an author and a speaker, I know when I started, that really wasn't something that was shared. That wasn't something that was talked about. Hey, Nikisha, how are you doing, sis? Thank you for sharing, T Free. that really wasn't something that was discussed. That was more like you had to be in the top of the top for you to understand what a revenue generating action was, right? What's the GRA? You got to be in the high levels. Hey, Takia, how are you, sis? You got to be in the higher levels to understand what that is. But guess what? There's things that we are doing, and then there's things that we aren't doing that we should be doing that could be helping to bring in money. Number one, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, you should have a book. I cannot stress enough the fact that you should have a book published. I cannot stress it enough. Good evening, sis. I cannot stress it enough. Because your book is a business card. Your book is showing that you are not only that you wrote a book, but it shows that you are the expert, that you are the expert in whatever field that you spoke about. You have to publish a book. Now, a lot of you are like, oh my goodness, I don't have the time. Oh my goodness, I don't have, no. You have the time, but are you believing and understanding that this is a revenue generating action? Publishing a book. Listen, yes. Come on, T-Free. That's right. It gives you credibility. And listen, this is a revenue generating action. When you publish a book will continue to bring revenue to not only you, but to generations to come. Why? Because a book will continue to be on whatever platform you put it on. Your children's children. Hey, Mary. Hey, sis. Miss you. And whatever platform you put it on, literally, it will continue to make you money. It will continue to make your children's 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 children money. It's a revenue generating action. So y'all saying that you don't have enough time is basically you saying that you don't have enough time to make money. Oh, I'm glad you caught me as well, sis. It's basically saying that you don't have enough time to make money. Listen. Exactly. You do not know when your last day is. What are you leaving on the table? And when we look at revenue generating actions, we got to think, what am I leaving on the table? What money am I leaving on the table? Right? Exactly. What money am I leaving on the table? What opportunities am I leaving on the table? I did a challenge, and the challenge that I set for myself was that in the second part of this year that I was going to 10x it. I was going to take it to that next level. I was going to take it to the extreme. Now, what did that mean for me? So for me, I go live maybe about twice a day on average, sometimes a little bit more. But I go live several times a day on social media. Hey, Anna, how are you? Thank you for sharing, Mary. I go live on Instagram, on Periscope, and on Facebook. And listen, when LinkedIn has a live streaming option, I'll be live on there as well. But I go live on these platforms, and I've been doing it and have over 1,000 videos, probably I think about at least 1,000 videos or so that I've done. So I've become a little more active, and I've been able to do it, a little more comfortable, even though I'm an introvert. Hey, Greg Walker is in the building. How are you doing this evening? Good evening, Alvin. How you doing? Thank you guys for sharing out the broadcast. And don't forget, keep tapping that screen for those reactions to let me know that you are enjoying what it is we're talking about tonight. Good evening, Gloria. How are you doing this evening? So listen, revenue generating actions. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, you need to have a book. I know Greg has his book, and I'm looking for it. I'm actually getting my copy. I'm ordering my copy tomorrow. I'm excited. Yes, it will. And so Nelson. Yes. It even if you are a preacher, guess what? Writing a book is a revenue generating action. Why? Because you writing your book, Nelson, puts you in the position where that money will continuously come in. You just have to promote it. You can go on a tour, you can go to an event and sell books. You can have people buy books even while you're sleeping because books are on your website. You can have people buy books wherever you go, all over the world. Hey sis, hey Sharon, you can have people buy your books all over the world if you're willing to put it out there. So yes, even in preaching, and people always say, oh my goodness, being an author is a saturated market. That's not true. It looks like it can be, but can I tell you something that I'm always telling my clients is that literally what you have to offer is a blood donation, and there's somebody somewhere waiting for a blood transfusion. Will you allow them to live or die? That's the choice that you make each and every day. Good evening, Lord Bell. How are you doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a little bit. How are you doing? And will you let them live or die? You got to think about it. What you have, what you're holding on to on the inside of you is wisdom, it's knowledge, it's understanding, it's the bumps and bruises that you have gone through life. And you listen, you've picked up things along the way. All of that stuff is on the inside of you. So why are you going to keep holding it in? Oh, I'm happy that you're doing well, bro. Why are you going to keep holding that stuff in when you could be putting that stuff in books and starting a legacy and building a legacy? That's right, your experiences and lessons. You could be building your legacy right now. Again, revenue generating actions. So when you stop looking at writing a book as being a chore and start looking at it as something that's going to generate revenue, you change your mindset about getting it done. Listen. Exactly. Yes. I love it. I love it. And I'm always going live. Always going live because that for me has been a revenue generating action. Now, I've been able to connect with people for speaking opportunities. Listen. Come on, you better go ahead, Greg. Look, he just said it in the comments. Just sold 5,000 copies at $20 each, which equals $100,000. Guys, again, it's about making sure that you understand that your book is it's a money magnet. It is. It is a revenue generating action. It is. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, you should have a book. And if you don't, get on the ball. Get on the ball. So, Greg, if you're free, I would love to bring you on to talk about it a little bit as well, right? Get it, Greg, right, Harold? Get it, Greg? I watched Greg do one of his book signings at Barnes and Nobles. Greg is getting it in, okay? Yes. Exactly. And for your life and your children's life. Exactly. And so that's number one, is writing a book. Number two is, if you're an author, then speaking is a revenue generating action. Hey, Cheryl, good evening. And guys, if you haven't done so, oh, really? You better go ahead, Greg. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you share out the broadcast, because we want people to understand that, guess what? You've been looking at this all wrong. So if you're an author or an entrepreneur, speaking is another revenue generating action. Now, a lot of you are going to say, oh my goodness, I'm too shy to speak. I'm an introvert. I can't do it. I can't be on stage in front of 1,000 people, in front of 500 people, in front of 100 people. Come on. Really? I'm an introvert. And if I can get in front of stages and be in front of people, 150 people, if I can get on virtual platforms and be in front of thousands of people, listen. Oh, no. Oh, I know it's been doing a lot. Facebook has been doing stuff with these updates, so it's not always allowing you to share. I know, especially if you come on and you're watching this from my stories and not from my page, then it won't allow you to share from the stories. It'll only allow you to share from the page. Hey, Pam. And so speaking, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're an author, speaking is a revenue generating, yeah, exactly, revenue generating action. Now, the thing about it is, though, a lot of you are looking at speaking all wrong. And you think that speaking means I have to get paid from the actual event. It means that I have to have a plan of action when I do the actual event, which goes back to number one, because guess what? Even if I'm doing an event and I don't necessarily get a speaker fee, if I waive the speaker fee, but I'm able to sell from the stage, it still is a money generating action, a revenue generating action. Why? Because I'm still able to come away with making money, especially if you have books, products and services that you can sell right from the stage. So speaking is another one of those things that I wish in the beginning people said that when you write the book that you're also a speaker. If you're an entrepreneur, you're also a speaker. You should also be an author. All of those things should always be combined. And guess what? A lot of people are missing dollars and cents simply because they don't think that that's something that they should be doing. So that's speaking. So I said books, I said speaking. Another thing is if you're not somebody that's really, really good on speaking in front of people just yet, you can be a host. Exactly. You're always gaining exposure. That's exactly it. And so you can be a host. Now, for some of you, like I know Terrence would be great as a host because he's so energetic. If you don't know who Terrence Freeman is in the comments. You can definitely go check out his page. And he goes live, same thing. He goes live every day. He's always active. But guess what? He may do really well as a host as opposed to not really wanting to do an actual 30-minute to an hour speech. Guess what? It's still putting you out there because even as a host, you may still be able to have a table and sell products and services. As a host, you're still getting exposure, as Mary said earlier. Guess what? It's a revenue generating action. Can I tell you something? Social media can be a revenue generating action if you're doing it right. Live streaming can be a revenue generating action if you're doing it right, but a lot of you are doing it wrong. Because a lot of you are coming on and you're just saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You're not giving out great content. You're not even giving out good content. Can we be honest? Hey, Marcella, how are you this evening? You're not even giving out you're not even giving out mediocre content. Like you're giving out content that's crap. I had to be honest and say it. I'm sorry. Some of you are giving out content that's just completely crap. Like you're going live and telling people about the fact that you had to cut your toenails today. Like, what does that have to do with your products and services? What does that have to do with your business? What does that have to do with your target? Does your target care? If you're not, if you're selling nail polish, I can understand it. But if you're not selling nail polish, then I really don't care about your toenails or what outfit you just bought. Now, if you're an author or a speaker and you're talking about an outfit that you just bought to do an event that's coming up and you're promoting an event, I can see that. But if you're just telling us about how you stubbed your toe, I really don't see how that's considered content. Hey, Jacqueline, I don't see how that's considered content. And a lot of you, that's what you're doing when you're going live. Your social media sites look horrible because you literally have everything and anything on there. You're sharing cat videos and people don't know that you have a book. They don't know that you're a speaker. Listen. I know that's right, Nikisha. Listen, but the thing about it is, if somebody goes to your social media sites, do they know that? Do they know that you're a cancer survivor? Do they know that you speak? Do they know that you're an author? Do they know these things about you? And if they don't, then you're not doing it right. You're not making social media a revenue generating action. You're just doing it just to do it. Look, Mary said she's a survivor also. I love it. I love it. I love connecting people. Mary and Nikisha both are cancer survivors. I appreciate you guys. And we want to send up prayers and hugs to you guys because, guys, you have been making it happen. I know Nikisha is working on her book. I know Mary is wait, did you finish your classes, Mary? Because I know that you were back in school as well. That's why I love social media. I love being able to engage and connect with people. I love being able to take it to the next level. That was why I shared out my challenge earlier and was telling you guys about this challenge. So tomorrow night, I'm doing a webinar. It's bit.ly/LLN webinar. And literally 12 more weeks. Yes. We literally are pitching ourselves to colleges and universities. Yes, congratulations, Mary. So proud. So happy for you, sis. I know that has been a struggle because I know it's been tough trying to get it done, but congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Yes, so, we're doing this webinar and it's speakers and we're going out and pitching ourselves to colleges and universities. We're literally going to break down what it is that the pitch is going to look like, what the email is going to look like. And we're setting a goal of how many emails we're going to send out each day, how we're going to reconnect with these people. What are we going to say? Are we getting people on the phone? We're going to find out specifically who it is we need to speak to at each and every university that we're reaching out to. We're going to reach out to not just universities in our area, but we're reaching out to universities all over because we want to travel. And the biggest part of this is that we're doing it because we're looking to be paid speakers. We are not doing it to be just doing it. We're pitching and giving a price with it. And we know that, again, if we have to waive our fee, that's okay. But we're looking at some other things so we can still come away from it as it being a revenue generating action. And so that's what this webinar and this challenge is it's a revenue generating action. Me going live, when I go live and talk about the challenge, or when I go live and talk about what we're doing, that's part of that. That's it. Listen, yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mary. Listen, the list is going to be phenomenal. And then what you'll see is throughout the week, as we start doing some great things and being able to connect with some of these colleges and universities, we're going to be shouting each other out on social media. Harold's already signed up. Sophia's already signed up. I know there's a few other people that were saying that they're ready to sign up, that they're going to be signing up. Guys, that's what we're going to do. So when people sign up, when people get there and we start sending out these emails and start getting responses, you're going to start seeing shout outs on my page. Hey, Harold did this. Sophia did this. Sophia just connected with this college. She's going to be speaking for them for 2018. Guys, that's what it's about. It's about building a network. Can I tell you that that's another revenue generating action is networking? Hey, Papa Smurf. Hey, Mr. Lee. That's another revenue generating action is networking. Networking is a great. Really? Oh, I did not know that. Grand Canyon University. It was Grand Canyon University, right? Oh, you know what? You better come through. Well, I will definitely add them to my list. I will definitely add them to my list. But see, that's also what it is. That's what I'm talking about. Being able to network with people. Listen, I don't mind going to Arizona. I don't mind taking a flight. I don't mind taking a flight. I would love to take a flight and go to Arizona. Listen, not a problem. And we know that with all of these opportunities, guys, a lot of times we need accountability. A lot of times you need accountability. You need a support system. You need somebody that's going to say, hey, you, who did you reach out to today? Did you send your emails today? And I'm not saying that, it's somebody to baby you or somebody, but you do need that support. And that's what this webinar is all about. And this challenge is all about, is building that support. Mary said, yes, I'm a chicken. It's all about building that support, having that community standing behind you saying, come on, you got this. Let's go. We gonna move and shake. And just simple, like I said, with networking is a part of it. And because I networked, because I met Mary, my awesome sis, in an amazing class with my coach, and we've kept that connection. We've kept that, that relationship, that friendship. Guess what? She was able to just share with me some information that I may not have known before. She was able to share some information that I may have never known. And they may have never been a college or a university that was on my radar. But because she said something and she told me what it is that they do, then they're on my radar now. That's what networking is. Networking should always be considered a revenue generating action. And the thing about it is, it's if you're doing networking the right way, you'll build a community and you'll build a system. Right? Yes. with Danielle. Yes, indeed. My business coach, Danielle Winningham, here on Facebook. And she's also at Wealth Speaker on Periscope. Amazing woman. We've been doing our profit planning sessions all week long. Oh my goodness. That number that I put on my paper for my number for next year. Woo! Another reason why I said for the second half of 2016, I really got to go in. Guys, so I put this out there earlier. Yeah, she is the bomb all the way. Listen, I put it out there earlier that literally I set myself on a challenge. And I said, I've done like 1,000 videos across the different platforms. And even though as an introvert and that I'm shy, the reason why I seem so comfortable is because I've done 1,000 videos, guys, like 1,000 videos. So in order to be comfortable in speaking, on the different platforms and expanding what I'm able to do, I need to start getting out there and getting it done. The same way that I've done 1,000 videos, then I need to be able to say I've done 1,000 telesummits. I need to be able to say that I've done 1,000 live events. I need to be able to say that I've spoken at 1,000 colleges and universities. Well, I don't know if I'll speak at 1,000 colleges or universities in a year, but I can definitely get started on that list. And that's what this webinar is about, is that I'm going to get started on that list and I'm going to start knocking them out however I can. Oh, thank you, Mary. It's been amazing. And even Mary knows in the beginning, I was rocking because I was nervous and I'll be moving back and forth and not looking at the camera and yes, I was not looking at the camera. I was doing all types of things, but guess what? I'm here now. And it came from consistency. Consistency is a very key element of being able to be successful on any platform, on any level, in any business. Consistency is key. It is. So we said speaking, we said books, we said hosting live events. I gave y'all a bonus one and said networking is another revenue generating action that a lot of people forget about. Telesummits is another one. Hey, Rosalind, good evening. Yeah, it does. Right? Exactly. Just as nervous as I wanted to be. Telesummits is another great way. Good evening. Another great way for you to rock it out as a revenue generating action. Telesummits are amazing. So I'm going to tell you guys this. I did some tip sheets on telling you how telesummits can take you to another level. If you go to bit.ly/telesummit money, you can get those 2 tip sheets for $2. And one of them tells you how telesummits can add to your bottom line. And the other one is a list of some of the pitfalls that people do when doing a telesummit that you might want to make sure that you miss. You don't hit those. You don't want to do that. Exactly. You better come on. Yes. Speaking, books, hosting events, telesummits. I have been able to do at least 10 or more telesummits in the past year. So that's a little less than 1 a month. Yeah. But almost about averaging out 1 a month pretty much. Yeah. And those telesummits have been in front of thousands. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, when I get on somebody's platform and do a telesummit, they normally don't have a lot of people in the audience. Well, that's because they're doing telesummits wrong. So bit.ly/telesummit money is, you know, some ways that you can use telesummits to add to your bottom line. And, you know, some of the pitfalls that they've been doing as to why they're only in front of a couple hundred people. If I go live on Facebook, I can go live and my broadcast, people share it out. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for those who have been sharing out the broadcast this evening as well. And for the reactions. Tap, tap, tap on that screen. And so, you know, when people share out my broadcast, I've literally, right? Hey, Christy, I've literally on Facebook have been in front of, just on a regular broadcast, anywhere from 100 to 500 viewers on one broadcast. So if you're on somebody's, you know, platform and they're only getting 10, 15, 20 people, 30, 40 people on, you know, on for a telesummit, something's not right. They're doing it wrong. So again, we said that a lot of times when it comes to revenue generating actions, some of these things we've been doing wrong, and that's why we're not seeing the income. That's why we're not seeing the client influx. That's why we're not seeing, you know, people coming and joining our classes and things of that nature. So bit.ly/telesummit money is that information. And then, like I said, I'm doing the challenge tomorrow for speakers. Now, this challenge is not for anybody who thinks that they're just going to come and everything's going to be done for you. We're going to go through the process together, and it is a process, and we're going to do the work together. There is work that will need to be done, but we're also going to reap the success together. And like I said, across my platforms, anytime somebody makes a success that's a part of this particular challenge, they're going to be shouted out on my platform. So when Harold starts getting, and I know Harold already said that he has one event that he's doing in February for a university. When they start getting these universities and colleges reaching out to them and saying, hey, yes, I do want you to speak, they're going to be shouted out on all my social media platforms. Why? Because that's what this is about. It's about support and community. And the information for that webinar is bit.ly/LLN webinar. And that's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And then the challenge is all the way up until next week. And then next Friday, you get a bonus webinar that talks about all about the follow-up, because the fortune is in the follow-up. So we got telesummits. Telesummits is a way that we've been doing it wrong, or we haven't been doing it at all, but it is a revenue generating action for speakers, for entrepreneurs, and for authors as well. Yes, it's all about exposure. I know in September, I'm doing a telesummit that's just going to be for some authors that'll be able to come on and be a part of that platform. And yeah, it's great because they also get the behind the scenes. They get a speaker training behind the scenes, and we're going to go live. And like I said, on my live platform for Facebook, I can get anywhere up to 500 views, over 500 views. That's without advertising. So imagine what advertising would allow me to do. Double that, triple that, quadruple it. You could be in front of a couple thousand people. Exactly. Support and community and growth. Growth is all about growth because we're trying to take it to the next level. Now, if you're not trying to take it to the next level, I understand. No problem. You can stay right where you are. But I have some amazing authors and speakers on the platform and on my social media sites. They're trying to take it to the next level. So we moving. bit.ly/LLN webinar. And so we got this other one is e-courses, is another revenue generating action. Now, when I talk about e-courses, people get nervous because they're like, oh, but it's going to take so much time. Oh, but it's going to take so much time. Guys, it doesn't. It really doesn't take that much time. You're just giving an excuse. You're just giving an excuse. It doesn't really take that much time. So with doing an e-course is pretty easy to set up. There's free platforms, there's paid platforms that you can utilize to do e-courses. Also, again, that's transforming, that's right, that's transforming your readers, that's transforming your followers into paid followers, into your clients and customers, and return clients and customers, because, you know, that's how it is. There's a whole process to this thing, but it is a revenue generating action. You have to understand that. It is. And like I said, the more revenue generating actions that you take, the more that you do, the more income you have coming in, the more that, you know, you'll have multiple streams of income. Now, this is the thing. Some of y'all think that multiple streams of income is literally me frying chicken and babysitting and doing hair and dog walking. And that's not it. That's doing too much. Hey guys, thank you for those who are joining in. Don't forget that you can share out the broadcast and you can invite as well. Over in the right hand corner, you sure can. And don't forget to tap on the screen for those reactions. But yeah, some of y'all are doing too much. And it's giving you trickles here and trickles there. And instead of you staying in your lane and worrying about how you can add to the revenue in the lane that you're in right now, listen. Right, Sharonda? They are. They got a trickle over here and a trickle over there. They walking dogs this hour. The next hour they babysitting. 2 hours later they frying chicken. 3 hours after that they braiding hair. Guys, come on. No, we don't have to do that. Granted, listen, I will put this disclaimer out there. I'm all for the side hustler. I understand. Hey, Tanya, I understand that some of you got a side hustle until you can get your revenue together to start building. But listen, right, Sharonda? They doing it all. Thanks for sharing, Tanya. Hey, Tang Diva, how are you? How are you doing this evening? Listen, I understand about the side hustle, but some of y'all is doing it wrong. There's one thing that's called a side hustle. What you're doing is not called a side hustle. It's called foolishness. People don't know what to buy from you. They don't know what you selling. Listen, that's right. You got to have some roots. You got to have some roots. You got to have some roots in the ground somewhere. You can't be going from place to place to place. You got to have some foundation. And when people understand exactly what it is that you're selling and what products and services they can buy from you, then they'll be more apt to come and buy and come and engage, as opposed to you doing 9 different things. You washing cars this day, That day you doing hot air balloon rides. Guys, come on. Y'all doing too much. Come on. Right? Creative chaos. Come on. We doing hot air balloon rides. Then we making bows. Then we painting pictures. Guys, come on. Can we keep it together? Can we keep it in one lane? Can we keep it in one lane? And so, it's not to say that you can't add other things later down the line, but I think a lot of times when we think of revenue generating actions, we think that we have to do all the actions at once. I did not start off with doing all the actions at once. I started off with just going live. Exactly. And a confused customer, a confused consumer will not buy. A confused consumer will not buy. Not now, not never. They will not buy because they don't see the reason in buying from you, because they don't even know what you sell. Confused consumer will not buy. They're not going to buy anything that you have to offer because they don't know what it is you have to offer. They're trying to figure it out. And so, yeah, they be all over the place. They become very disinterested. Can we be honest? I started out with doing... Now, mind you, I was that entrepreneur that was all over the place. This is why I can tell y'all that. I'm very transparent. When I started out, I was doing social media management. I was doing virtual assistant. I was doing contracts. I was doing all types of stuff. I had my hands in everything. And I was doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And yeah, I was getting like trickles. I might get one person for this and one person for that, and somebody else for this, somebody else for that. Yeah, it wasn't productive. It wasn't. Now, for me, I'm always that supporter. I'm always that helper. I'm always that encourager. I've always been that person, but I was doing too much. I was doing too much. And so I've been an entrepreneur for almost 4 years now. But you never would have known it because I was a brokepreneur, as my coach would call it. I was a brokepreneur. I was the one that was my side hustle. So I would do a little bit here, do a little bit there. I wasn't really, scared if I lost a client. It was like, oh, well, I wasn't really advertising. I didn't know what marketing really was. I was just doing stuff in order for me to gain access to money. Different mindset, completely different mindset. And see now, exactly, jack of all trades, master of absolutely none. As of now, with me being a full-time entrepreneur and me knowing exactly who my target is, me knowing exactly what it is I do for my target, I help people to find their voice. Everything I do, that's the foundation. Is I help you to find your voice. Guess what that means? That means I help you to find your voice so you can get your book done. I help you to find your voice so you can be a speaker. I help you to find your voice as a speaker and be able to present better. I help you to find your voice as an entrepreneur in order for you to come into being a speaker or an author. That's what I do. Everything that I do, everything that I touch, everything that my hands are a part of, it's all going to be about finding your voice. I am not cooking chicken dinners. I'm not making cake. That's Sharon. I'm not doing none of that. Everything I touch is always going to be about finding your voice. If you see something outside of that, y'all need to smack my hand, pop me. I need to have my hand smacked and popped if I'm outside of that's not anything else is not in my lane. And so people say, well, isn't that kind of broad? It's not. Because I know that the target audience that I have are people that felt like they had no voice. They felt like they could not tell people what they've been through. They felt like they could not tell you, they didn't know how to explain it. They didn't know how to put it on paper. They didn't know how to say it when they're in front of people so that way that they engage with their audience. That's what I do, is I help them to find their voice. I'm not working with every speaker. I'm not working with every entrepreneur. I'm not working with every that's just not me. Listen, Sharon said, did somebody say Kate? I'm not working with everybody. And so if somebody tells me, hey, Doris, how are you, sis? If somebody tells me that literally that they had, they don't want my services, I'm okay with that because I know that they possibly weren't my clients. I can be okay with that. But it's because I niche down. Once you niche down, it makes doing revenue generating actions a whole lot easier because now I'm not trying to please everybody. I'm not trying to gain the attention of everybody. I'm speaking directly to my target audience. And that's what I love. And so the challenge that I'm doing tomorrow, those are not people those again are speakers already. That's right. You got to niche down. Hey, sis. I saw that you have some new colors too, some new lip colors. I'm going to be going on the website soon so I can get some orders in. That's right. You have to know your niche. And so with the speakers that are going to be a part of this webinar tomorrow, they are literally speakers who, not necessarily that they don't know their voice, but they're looking to take their voice to another level. Hey, Roberto, how are you? Hey, bro. They're looking to take their voice to a whole new level. That's what it is about. It's about that community. It's about that support. It's about taking it to another level. So that's what we're doing. That's what the challenge is about. That's what the webinar is about. That's what it's about. But it's about them finding their voice on another level. Everything I do, that's what it'll be about. Again, if you see me come online and I'm selling panda t-shirts, y'all just, now if I'm selling unicorn t-shirts, now y'all know unicorns, that's a part of my, that right there is a part of my brand. Oh, no problem. That's right. You have to know your niche, know your voice, and know your customer. Exactly, Roberto. So Roberto does sponsorship. That's everything sponsorship. That's what Roberto does. And literally, he has sponsorship boot camp, sponsorship 101. It's all about sponsorship. So guess what? If Roberto comes on and he's selling you a seasoning for some chicken, I'm going to say, hey, Roberto, I don't think that's your lane. I don't think you're supposed to be selling seasonings for chicken. I don't think that's your lane. But you have so many people out here that that's what they do. Literally, they're all over the place. All over the place. We can't be all over the place. We got to figure this out. We got to niche it down. No, that's not what he does. He does sponsorship, but he can tell you how to get everything that you need or everything that you're doing sponsored. He can show you exactly how to get it done on so many different levels. He can show you how to get it done. So Doris, I know that you've been doing your company and you guys have makeup. You may want to connect with Roberto as well, because like I said, he does everything with sponsorship. And I know that you guys have been growing and expanding, so that may be something else that you may need to get a hold of. I know you were having some issues with the reception, so I'll come back and put it in the comments underneath your comments so that way you can connect with him as well. So that's what it's about. Revenue generating actions. Networking is a revenue generating action. E-courses is a revenue generating action. Writing a book is a revenue generating action. Telesummits. Again, bit.ly/telesummit money. Some of you have been doing it wrong, or you don't understand the full extent of what a telesummit can do for your personal brand and your voice. Guess what? A telesummit can put you in front of thousands. It can. A telesummit can put you in front of thousands. Right? No chicken seasoning here. He said that's all KFC and Chick-fil-A. No chicken seasoning here. That's them and their secret recipe. Now we'll go and get some Popeyes though, won't we, Roberto? We'll go get some Popeyes on the fly, on the quick. But that's not what he does. That's not what he does. And so hosting events, that's another way. That's another money generating. There it is. That is her website, Roberto. That's their website and information. So connect with Dorez. They have an amazing makeup line. And they've been doing some really awesome things too. So I know that they were a part of a movie. They were a whole bunch of different stuff. So you definitely want to connect with her. Hosting and public speaking. Speaking is a revenue generating action. I told you guys, going live is a revenue generating action, but some of you may be doing it wrong, because when you go live, you're going live to show people that you got a new puppy. That has nothing to do with your business. That's not generating revenue. Or you're posting and you're doing this long post about scandal. You're doing this long post about power, but that's not a revenue generating action. Right? Listen, and some buffalo shrimp. Hello, Angela, and welcome. Thank you for joining the broadcast. I am Altavis Pelzer. I am the voice coach, not a voice coach, but the voice coach. I am a professional speaker, certified life coach, and Amazon best-selling author. I equip women to define, accept, and use their unique voice as a speaker or an author through my classes, books, and products and services. That is what I do. And this is episode 36 of Speak Easy, where I give you the behind the scenes of what it is to be a speaker or an author. And so I always like going on live and talking about what it is that we do, because a lot of times in the beginning stages, you don't get people that want to be this transparent. You don't get people that want to tell you the behind the scenes. They kind of want to make it glorious, or they don't want to give too much information because they think that you'll be competition. Look, I'm a unicorn. I do things different. I see things different. I speak different. So I'm sitting here with, a filter with glasses and a bow tie with a flower in my hair. I mean, literally, I don't do what everybody else does. But my clients have appreciated the fact that I am this person, that I stand out, because they've been able to publish books. They've been able to have their voice heard when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to, being visually impaired, when it comes to all of these different things. They are finding their voice and using it and getting loud on social media, getting loud so that way they're people that need them and their products and services can find them. And so that's what I've been doing with people. That's what my clients get from me. I love it. I appreciate it. And I'm able to do this full time. So this is my full-time job. This is what I do, is go live. I talk. I do live events. I host telesummits. I do all types of great stuff like that, right? On a regular basis. That's what I love. Am I a millionaire yet? Nah, not yet, but it's coming. I've been doing some profit planning this week, so I'm definitely expanding on some things that I'm doing and moving forward, doing some extra stuff. That's what it's about. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming. If you haven't done so already, follow me so that way you can get my future scopes or future broadcasts. I go live in the morning for the morning press. And like I said, I normally do Speak Easy in the afternoon, but I was doing some profit planning stuff, so I couldn't really get online. But I wanted to make sure that I did this broadcast today well, it was probably yesterday because I think it's after midnight now or close to it. I wanted to make sure that I got on and did this broadcast because people need to hear this information. And a lot of times we're like so all over the place that it's bad, y'all. It really is. It really has gotten bad. If you look at these internet streets, literally people are doing the most and giving a bad name for life coaches. They're giving a bad name for business coaches. They're giving a bad name for marketers, network marketers. They're giving a bad name for so many. And you know, when you come across those few that are going to be, oh, you're so welcome, Doras. When you come across those few that are going to be honest and appreciative, man, you got to appreciate it. You got to love it. So that is what I have for you guys. Oh, thank you for sharing, Angela. I greatly appreciate it. That's it. Everybody's not our target market. Everyone is not. You have a good one, Doras. Yeah, it's definitely crazy out here in these internet streets. But you know what? We taking it to the next level. We're going to keep it moving. And we're going to grow in the process. So that's what I'm always about. I'm always about networking and connecting people and connecting communities. So that's what it's about. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys joining me for episode 36 of Speak Easy. You know that I go and I take these and upload them on YouTube once I'm done. Also, check out the interview that I did with Deidre Manigault. She is an advocate for sarcoidosis, and she is actually one of my clients who is working on her book as well. Super excited about that. Oh, thank you, Nikisha. Love you, sis. I appreciate you guys spending this time with me because you could be anywhere in the world, including sleep. So I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to talking to you guys later. Don't forget to press it out, and I'll see you guys in the morning.